Peace and prosperity, family. Today I want to talk to you about a real quick talk. Hopefully it won't take that long. It's micro thinking for macro results. Now, a lot of us want to do a lot of different things, and sometimes we get bogged down with the scope of what it is we're trying to do. We want to make money. We want to have a nice house. We want to have things. We want to be better people. We want to all these things that we want to do, and it's not always surrounded just around material possessions. A lot of times it could even be you just want to be a better person. You want to read more. You want to think more positive. Whatever it is, So micro thinking for macro results. Micro, small, macro, large, right? The microcosm of the macrocosm, as above, so below. We've all heard these terms and have our own understanding of what they mean. Now, everything that we do it, or it exists in very, very small details that manifest, at some point where to the point where everybody can see, the results of what these micro things have are manifesting. Take yourself for example. You are trillions upon trillions of cells or atoms or whatever, right? Molecules, billions of molecules, trillions of atoms, millions of cells, or whichever order it goes. But that's the manifest. That's what you are manifested as a complete entity, as a man, as a woman, as a child, right? Our days. Take our days for example. A week is made up of 7 days, but a week is not only made up of days. You understand what I'm saying? Just like we're not just made up of cells or molecules or proteins or all the things that we talk about. A week is also made up of minutes, hours, and seconds. Now, without the seconds, the week cannot be. So, as we go about trying to do certain things in our life, whatever it is that you're trying to do, if you can reduce whatever that thing is down in scale to, the fundamentals, reduce it to a point where it gets to, you get to see that it all begins with your thinking. That's why it's micro thinking for macro results. So if you take a week and you understand that the week is also, minutes, hours, seconds, and all these things, then you can work on the minute version of it. You can begin to focus on, okay, instead of trying to make a whole week, let me make a second. Let me deal with making a second. Let me turn a second into minutes. Let me turn the minutes into hours. Let me turn the hours into days and the days into weeks. So as you sit or stand or focus on where it is that you want to be in over the course of time, or something that you want to do, you realize now that you can reduce these things to smaller components and work on those smaller components, and then out of those smaller components you can create the larger reality, or the larger manifestation, the thing that you're trying to do. So this is what we need. We a lot of us are not doing. We're trying to we're trying to build things. We're trying to start out with things on a large scale rather than at a small scale, and we don't we somewhat forget or don't understand that the year is made up of months, which is made up of weeks, which is made up of days, which is made up of, again, like I said, minutes, hours, seconds. So take for example, say you wanna have a certain amount of money by the end of the year. You can take whatever, say you want to have $12,000 by the end of the year. Now, if you want to have $12,000 by the end of the year, or within whatever time frame it is, it doesn't have to be a year. You can set the time frame, but I'm just going to use a year, so that way everybody can grasp what it is I'm talking about. This is where if you take $12,000 that you want to make for a year, you break it down first into months. Then you know that, okay, if I'm trying to have $12,000 by the end of the year, I need to make at least $1,000 a month. Now, the $1,000 a month may seem like a lot, or it may seem like a little, depending on you know who you are and how you view that. But the month is also broken down into weeks. So if to get the $1,000, to hit the $1,000 mark that you need to hit $250 a week, right? That's what you need to get $1,000 a month. You need at least $250 a week. Now, to get that $250 a week, you need to get at least you need to make at least let's see how much would that be? That would be about roughly $30 something a day. All right, that's what it would take. You'd need to save or make at least $30 something a day, right, to get up to $250 a week. So you see now that if you're saving 30 whatever it is a day, it will help you to get to $250 a week. The $250 a week will help you get to $1,000 a month, and that $1,000 a month will help you to get to $12,000 by the year's end. And this is how we need to start focusing our discipline and our time, and understanding that, you know what I mean, like everything that we're trying to do or trying to accomplish can be accomplished, but we need to first see the big picture that we want to get, see the results, see the macro results, and then reduce that macro results down into micro parts. So everything starts with your thinking, right? So if you start putting in the micro thoughts, you know, working on just the thoughts, working on the things that, you know, is gonna, the thoughts that's gonna become the manifested realities. These micro thoughts can give you a macro results, and it requires discipline, it requires consistency, it requires determination, it requires persistence. You know, it doesn't require you to be crunching last minute or you know, procrastinating, because every mark has to be hit. This is why, you know, it's micro thinking with macro results. You have to hit every single mark, right? That means if you need to make $30 a day or $34 a day or $35 a day to get $250 a week, you got to make sure you're hitting that, you're doing whatever it takes to get that $30 something a day, so you can have what you need a week. And you got to do that consistently, and you will see the result. It's not that difficult. You know, it's just that a lot of us, we just want the $12,000, but we don't understand that $12,000 doesn't just come. It's not just born as $12,000. You know what I mean? You know, there are certain people out here that have mastered this concept that I'm talking about, and so, you know, their goals is not to make $12,000 a year. They're trying to make 12, you know, maybe 12 million or 120 or 200,000 or whatever the number is, you know, 50,000, 30,000, whatever the number is. And what I'm saying is, let's figure out the components now. What is it you need to do to hit these goals on a consistent basis? And you know, if we start doing these things, you know, our life and our time will work better, and we'll get what it is we want out of the things that we are endeavoring to accomplish. So I want to encourage everybody, just look at your situation, take yourself right now, understanding that, you know, right now can be day one, right? It can be your day one. And when you start breaking down things into the micro portions, you will see that, you know, these small pieces, when they all add up, they add up to larger things. So, you know, think about how you're using your time. Think about the things that you want to do, and just always, you know, look at things, you know, in the proportions that they need to exist, so you can have the outcomes that you're striving for. If you want to read, you know, 3 books a month, if you want to read, you know, whatever, if you want to travel, it doesn't matter. There's no limit to it. These things are universal laws. This is a universal law. It applies in every category. Take the large outcome, take the macro result that you're looking for in your life, and then reverse engineer it down to the micro parts, and understand that everything always comes back down to your thinking. So again, I want to encourage y'all. I hope this was a little insightful, and that you can apply it to your own life and start to accomplish the things that whatever it is you're trying to do. Peace out.